Feels like Rochelle's Revenge and Survivor Versus really kicked off a nice trend within the Left 4 Dead 2 modding community. I've been seeing more people mess around with different mods for that mutation, creating ways for gun-toting enemies to appear within the Left 4 Dead 2 campaigns. This latest one was recommended to me on YouTube comments, and I'd seen some recommendations for it in the workshop. It's called the Assault Mutation. There are 3 variations to it, but the general gist is that instead of zombies, you're fighting exclusively against gun-wielding survivors throughout the campaign. They can appear in greater or lesser intervals depending on the version of the mutation you're using. They all use the Fear replica designs, along with Russian voice lines. The result is a very interesting sort of early to mid-2000s FPS experience, where you aren't necessarily aiming down sights and using attachments and stuff of that sort, but you're gathering resources, you have a 2-gun limit, and you're trying to fight your way from one end of the level to the next while being hounded by these soldiers. It's not perfect, it could use some tweaks and adjustments. It probably would work well alongside some other gameplay-based mods to make up for areas where default weapons aren't as effective, but it's still really fun. It made me enjoy levels and aspects of campaigns that I haven't really gotten around to playing in a while. And it's really inventive. It's a creative way to make use of Survivor Versus. I toyed around with the idea of, giving the original survivors bandit skins and stuff in the last video, but this goes even further with plenty of different models, with voice lines, with so much. It's impressive.
Watch out! Watch out! Nice shot.
So, Assault can be played 3 ways. The regular mode, which is how I did it, the light mode, which reduces the soldier count, and the Black Hawk Down mode, which adds a ton of enemy spawns, makes it much tougher. This is on top of the option to choose difficulty. Normal or Advanced is probably your best bets. Advanced still will kick you in the teeth if you aren't prepared, or if you don't have adequately good bot AI, or survivors to play alongside if you're playing with other people. Some of the best levels I've found for it are ones with close quarter combats, like Dead Air's greenhouse and offices, like the custom Counter-Strike source levels turn into campaigns, We Don't Go to Ravenholm, or even Dead Center's Mall to a degree. They're fun. I even tried the custom Moscow level after getting inspired by all the Russian voice lines. That turned out to be pretty fun too. What makes this stand out also is that there are some changes from Survivor Versus as well. It isn't a one-for-one copy with visual and audio overhauls. In addition to the fact that there are no zombies in the level, you're just fighting survivors, and the fact that there are more enemies to fight, the spawns are greater, there are also some changes to the way bosses work. Instead of the chainsaw enemy variant, you just have one tank variant, the Juggernaut, who is much tougher. He has a unique replica model, and he behaves similarly to the M60 Survivor from Survivor Versus, in that he will lay down a bunch of fire, move slowly, deal a ton of damage if you're getting caught up in it, and he'll have to reload periodically, which makes him vulnerable, leaves you time to gun him down, and to deal a lot of damage. Trying to melee him is high risk, high reward, since this can end in you getting absolutely clapped if he reloads before you get back into cover. Some interesting aspects to this are the way the game makes you reprioritize certain weapons and other items. Like, the throwables are not as useful. The Molotov is good for covering your tracks, covering a retreat from the enemy soldiers. The pipe bomb is not so useful because of the delay, There are mods that make it instantly detonate after like it hits the ground or after a short period of time. That could be a lot more useful. And the bile bomb is just kind of useless since outside of putting an outline on enemies, it doesn't spawn zombies or anything to fight them off. So you basically go for a Molotov whenever you get the chance. The guns also, again, they range from tier 1 to tier 2 as per usual, but their effectiveness varies. Getting hit when you're in a scoped view pulls you out of it, but you can often engage enemies before they're able to start landing hits if you play your cards right. Shotguns are usually pretty good, headshots are extremely deadly, and shoving works well at stunning the enemy soldiers. They're fun to fight against. I found that since there are more of them, they do a good job of trying to gang up on you, using different entry points, different approaches to fighting you. They're still all considered jockeys by the in-game AI, outside of the Juggernaut tank in this case. But they take different approaches, they play to their strengths. They aren't just mindlessly rushing you. Generally speaking, if you're only fighting 1 or 2, they are going to take the usual forward charge approach, but others will engage you at a distance. They'll try to wait until several of them can gather together to properly start hosing you with bullets. They'll try to go for individual survivors to weaken your team. They make good enemies. Again, they kind of remind me of those early to mid 2000s FPS experiences. I'm sure if you added an aim down sights mod, this would be fun to work around with.
Look out!
Watch out!
Watch out!
Watch out!
The replica enemy designs also reminded me of Fear in a good way. And it makes me wonder how this would play with bullet time and stuff of that sort. I feel like you could really combine this with other features. I'm sure you could go even further and maybe turn this into a completely unique FPS experience. The whole idea is exciting, especially because there's support to replace the enemy models and enemy voice lines. By the time I'm recording, the mod has been separated from the initial mutation with the mod that has the specific model replacements and voice replacements. It seems like there'll be a good amount of modular aspects to it, and I'm excited to see what sort of collections or other things could be combined together to make this into a completely unique game. Maybe it could be the closest we get to Fear 3, a proper Fear 3. We already have the replicas, all we need are the voices, bullet time, and aiming really, and we're all good to go.
Hey, look out! I have seriously felt better.
It's really exciting, and I'm just blown away at the innovations that are coming up. Shout out to Lieutenant Nazrin for making the mod. This has been a lot of fun to play around with. I've enjoyed going back through custom campaigns and regular campaigns. I'm currently experimenting around with different Fear aesthetics and guns and everything else to see how well they play with it. Using a bunch of Russian-themed guns was fun and fitting for the Russian voice lines. I would definitely recommend Assault. Getting used to it, I would say, try around on normal with the regular settings, and then once you get the gist of it, you could try out like the Black Hawk Down difficulty, or go to advanced, or if you really want to push your luck, experts. I think you'll have a good time, with friends or by yourself. It's just such a fun gameplay rework. I didn't expect Left 4 Dead 2 to play so well with gun-based combat, but, I mean, I guess that's Valve for you. You're not fighting enemy soldiers in Left 4 Dead 2, but you wouldn't believe it playing this mod. It feels so natural.
I'm reloading. Reloading.
Anyway, thank you to everyone who recommended Assault to me. For those of you who haven't, I would recommend giving it a shot. Thank you all for watching. Take care.